Toilet paper as a craft supply? Yes, you heard that right. I'm here to show you how to turn plain rolls into the cutest creations. Perfect for fun gifts or charming bathroom decor. With a little crafty magic, you can transfer your own designs onto a single roll or even a whole stack using Sublimation ink. I tried 3 toilet paper sublimation methods that I'll share with you in this video. The results are each a little different, so together we'll learn which ones we like best and figure out how to get a seamless result that looks like a single image across the whole tower of rolls. Hello everyone, my name is Jennifer Maker, and it's a beautiful day to learn how to sublimate toilet paper for a fun gift or to decorate your bathroom at home. When I first heard you could sublimate ink onto toilet paper, I have to admit, it sounded rather silly. But then I was pleasantly surprised at how pretty they look. What a cute way to decorate a bathroom, don't you think? We usually sublimate polyester or polymer-coated materials, but since toilet paper has a porous surface, it can absorb the sublimation ink beautifully. First, I'll show you how to sublimate directly onto a piece of toilet paper. Then, for a different look, we'll sublimate a roll using a solution that applies a special coating to cotton surfaces. Finally, I'll show you a method that uses a material you'll usually find in an office setting, not a craft room. Which one will be your favorite? Hang on to the end where we'll compare the sublimation results. I'll show you how to do each method with my easy tutorial and floral designs. Now, you might have noticed I skipped over one popular method for sublimating toilet paper. That's using hairspray to create a surface to hold the sublimation ink. So hairspray contains chemicals that are not designed to be heated, so that method is risky for your health and safety. So I want to keep crafting fun and safe for us by sticking to materials that are meant to handle the heat. It's just not worth the risk. I recommend using 2-ply toilet paper because it's a bit sturdier than 1-ply and holds more sublimation ink. You can sublimate a single roll or do a stack of 3 with a seamless floral design. But how do you make it seamless with no borders around each image? Stay tuned to learn how. The materials vary a little for each method, but you can find the complete supply list with links to everything over on my blog at jennifermaker.com/733. That's also where you'll find written instructions with helpful photos and tips to guide you. You can find my designs at jennifermaker.com/733, and you can either download right from that link by saving the project or download from my entire free design collection. Look for libraries in the red bar at the top, then click either Get a Password or Enter the library. Search the page for design number 733 and click the link to download the designs. If you're not sure how to use these files, go to jennifermaker.com/svgs to learn how to download and unzip files. In the PNG folder, each Morning Glory, Rose, and Black-Eyed Susan design has 3 files. One to sublimate the top roll, the middle roll, and the bottom roll of a 3-roll stack of toilet paper with a seamless floral design. Or pick your favorite part of the design and just sublimate 1 roll. First, use a tape measure to measure the width of 1 full square, from perforation to perforation, and the height top to bottom. Mine's right about 3 3/4 inches square. Using the Google Chrome web browser on your computer, go to jennifermaker.com/Google Docs. You will need a free Google account to use the free Google Docs software. Click on Blank Document in the upper left corner to start a new document. Then go to the File menu and select Page Setup. Check the box next to Landscape to better fit the designs, and then set the margins to 0 to use more of the page. Make sure your paper size matches your sublimation paper size. Mine is 8.5 by 11 inches. Then I'll click OK to apply the settings. Now let's upload the designs we want to sublimate. Click on the Insert menu, then select Image and click Upload from Computer. Locate the sublimation designs you want to use. Mine were in my Downloads folder. I'll select all 3 of the Morning Glory designs and then click Open. These images will need to be resized to fit my toilet paper squares, so I'll select the first one and then click Image Options in the bar at the top. Then click Size and Rotation. Since the 3 designs will connect vertically across the 3 rolls, the height of the design should be the same height as your toilet paper square. Type your square's height measurement into the height field. Select the first image, then click on Wrap Text from the menu that appears below it. Then do the same with the other two. Now you can click and drag them anywhere on the page. Each image needs space around it so we can cut it to the perfect size for sublimation. Click on the white background, then press your Enter key until the document becomes 2 pages. Drag the images apart so there's 2 on the first page and 1 on the second, each with a large white margin. Now nothing will get cut off and you have plenty of space for trimming and taping. Google Docs will automatically save your document and you can give it a name so you can find it later. Now go to the File menu and choose Print. Under Destination, select your Sublimation printer. Click the arrow next to More Settings and select Print Using System dialog. Your print menu may look different than mine, but that's okay. Just choose the highest quality matte paper setting. And since we're sublimating, make sure you select Flip Horizontally to mirror the print. Make sure you have enough sublimation paper and that it's loaded into your sublimation printer correctly. Then click Print. Carefully remove the first print from the printer to avoid any smearing as the next page comes through. Remember that like any sublimation project, the printed designs will appear lighter before you apply the heat press. The designs are oriented correctly when the vine is running vertically. First, I'll cut this page in half between the 2 designs. Now I'll trim each design to match the height of the toilet paper. For me, that's 3.75 inches tall. The middle section is easy. Just trim along the blunt ends of the vine. For the top and bottom sections, start at the blunt end of the vine. Then measure the height of your toilet paper roll to know where to cut the other edge. To make any pressing lines less noticeable, trim around the designs on the left and right sides of each section, but leave most of the paper on the top and bottom edges so the transfer is still as tall as your toilet paper squares. I'll show you why in a moment. As always, open a window and turn on a fan to improve your ventilation and sublimate safely. First, let's sublimate directly onto a piece of toilet paper. Turn on your heat press and set the temperature to 385 degrees Fahrenheit, or 196 degrees Celsius, and set the timer to 45 seconds. Lay down a pressing pad on your work surface and place a clean piece of 12 by 12 inch white cardstock on top of it. The glue that holds your toilet paper roll closed may penetrate the first couple of layers on the roll, so before you begin, tear off any sheets that have glue on them. Unroll the toilet paper a few squares and lay it across the cardstock. Unroll it so the third square from the end is in the center of the cardstock, and the rest of the roll is out of the way. Make sure the pieces are rolling off the top of the roll and not underneath from the bottom of the roll. That's so the design shows on the outside of the roll when it's rolled back up. With most sublimation projects, you'd use a lint roller to remove lint and debris, but since the toilet paper is so delicate and might get ruined, we'll skip that step. We can preheat it, though, to remove excess moisture for a better sublimation. Place a piece of white uncoated butcher paper on top of the toilet paper. Apply your heat press to the toilet paper at 385 degrees Fahrenheit for 5 to 10 seconds using medium pressure. Place the press back into its cradle and let the tissue cool a little. Then grab the design transfer for your top roll. Aligning the transfers precisely is very important for a seamless design. With a white cardstock underneath, it's hard to show this precise alignment on camera. I'll swap it out with brown butcher paper just so you can see better. But we'll switch it back to white cardstock before we sublimate. Make sure the design is pointed the right way, then turn it face down onto the center of the third square from the end. Align the design's top and bottom edges so they are flush with the edges of the toilet paper square. This will make for the seamless design we want across the rolls. Apply a few pieces of heat-resistant tape to just the top and bottom of the design, securing it directly to the cardstock, not the toilet paper, because it could tear. Now you can see why we left the transfers the height of the toilet paper. Now that we're about to press, let's swap our brown paper for the white cardstock we need. Place a sheet of clean, white butcher paper over everything, then press at 385 degrees Fahrenheit with medium pressure for 45 seconds. When the time is up, lift the press straight up to avoid shifting the design and blurring it. Let the toilet paper and design cool for at least 10 seconds before removing the butcher paper. Then you can remove the tape and design. Follow these same steps to sublimate the middle and bottom designs, carefully placing each sublimation design so it is flush with the top and bottom edges of the toilet paper. Reattach the end of the paper to the roll with a line of glue, or some cellophane tape. If you stay till the end, I'll show you a really neat way to seal the end of your roll that doesn't use any supplies at all. Stay tuned to learn my neat trick. Now let's try a sublimation method using Dyepress solution. I'll use the top section of my rose design. Be sure to use bottled or filtered water rather than tap water, as it can have additives that may cause the solution to not work properly. Place a sheet of butcher paper down onto your work surface to protect it from the Dyepress spray. Mix the solution following the directions on the bottle. The instructions on my packaging say to mix equal parts solution and water. Tear off any sheets that have glue on them first, then unroll the roll of toilet paper so the third square from the end is in the center of the butcher paper. Make sure the pieces are rolling off the top of the roll so you sublimate the correct side. Spin the nozzle on the bottle to a fine mist and test it over a sink. Spray the third toilet paper square from the end until it's saturated but not soggy. Don't worry if the squares around it get sprayed too. Keeping it connected to the roll, carefully move the saturated piece of toilet paper onto a dry part of the butcher paper. Let the toilet paper dry thoroughly, which will take about 15 to 20 minutes. The Dyepress Poly T Pro solution has a shelf life of 6 months once it's mixed, so if you have some left over, twist your nozzle closed and save it for another project. The toilet paper will have a wrinkly texture when it dries, but the heat press will help smooth it out when you preheat. Now you can sublimate your toilet paper following the same steps as the basic method. Now let's try a sublimation method using laminate sheets. I'll use the bottom section of my black-eyed Susan design. Trim a lamination pouch to the same size as 1 square of toilet paper. Leave the 2 sides of the laminate attached for now to avoid picking up any lint. Set your heat press to 385 degrees Fahrenheit or 196 degrees Celsius and set the time to 45 seconds. Lay your pressing pad down on your work surface and place a clean piece of white cardstock on top of it. But just like before, this part will be hard to see with white cardstock, so I will swap it with brown butcher paper until we're ready to sublimate. Remove any sheets that have glue on them and unroll the toilet paper so the third square from the end is in the center of the cardstock, with the pieces rolling off the top. Peel apart the laminate layers, which are shiny on the outside and dull on the inside. Set one aside, shiny side down if you're making another roll. Curve the other laminate piece into a taco shape, shiny side up. Lower it down onto the center of the third square from the end. Make sure the top and bottom edges of the laminate align with the edges of the toilet paper. Then press it down with your fingers. There's no need to tape it down because static will hold it in place. Place the design face down on top of the laminate, aligning the top and bottom edges. Use heat-resistant tape to secure the top and bottom edges directly to your white cardstock. Remember, I'm just using brown butcher paper here, so it's easier to see on camera. I'll switch back to white cardstock. From here, the sublimation steps are the same as the other methods. When you remove your butcher paper after sublimating, leave the design in place for about 60 more seconds to avoid ghosting. After that, carefully remove the tape and design. Roll up the toilet paper roll while the laminate is still warm, but not too hot to handle. Smooth the laminate over the curve of the roll while it cools to keep the shape. To display your toilet paper tower, slide the rolls onto the handle of a new plunger, turning each one so the design lines up. You can display it like this, or place it into a 16 by 24 inch cellophane bag for gifting. A 9 by 12 inch cellophane bag works well for a single roll. Add a hand-tied bow for the finishing touch. Aren't these the cutest pieces of bathroom decor? I'll show you one more way to seal your roll without any glue or tape. First, make sure your faucet opening is clean, then turn it on and off so there's water at the entrance. Hold the roll with the loose end facing up and press it firmly up against the faucet. The residual water from the faucet will soak into the paper and seal the end down when it's dry. Wouldn't it be fun to customize a flower design for your toilet paper tower? You can with my easy-to-follow workshop. Plus get access to my exclusive toilet paper tower Canva design templates and my toolkit with beautiful floral elements. I'll also show you how to customize the look of each flower to make your design even more special. All of this and more is in my special program at jennifermaker.com/advance. With step-by-step workshops and customizable templates, the Advance program is your ultimate crafting tool. With my exclusive members-only elements, toolkits, and cheat sheets, you'll advance your crafting skills and keep your creativity flowing. and share your accomplishments in our thriving advanced community. Plus, you'll unlock early access to my extensive library of designs, projects, resources, and challenges to excite and inspire you. Enrollment may not always be open, so don't miss your chance to join. Head to jennifermaker.com/advance now to learn more and see how you can advance your crafting skills. Who knew toilet paper, of all things, could be so lovely? The basic direct-to-toilet paper sublimation turned out nicely, with soft, pretty colors. The Dyepress method has more vibrant results, but the wrinkles from the Dyepress spray are still pretty visible when you compare it to the basic sublimation. The results of the laminate method are smooth and shiny. The colors are vivid, and the image looks clearer than the other methods. Each of these methods is so easy, you could try each one for yourself to decide which is your favorite. To prevent fading, it's best to display your sublimated toilet paper rolls out of direct sunlight. And if you want to learn how to customize your own toilet paper tower design with my exclusive Canva template and design toolkit, you totally can. I'll show you how to personalize a floral design to span seamlessly across a toilet paper tower, plus how to customize the look of each individual flower. Remember to visit jennifermaker.com/advance for more information. And that's it for today. Until next time, this is Jennifer Maker reminding you to craft a life you love.